Good morning, Centerville, and welcome to the Coffee at the Continental show. We're here to get you up and on the go. So come on down and have an espresso or a simple old cup of joe and watch a Coffee at the Continental show. Good morning, Centerville. Good morning, good day, good latte. Yeah. Good afternoon, Centerville, Iowa. This is a special edition of Coffee at the Continental. We're here at You Sold What Enterprises, the new location at 105 Main. That's correct, Denise?
Yes.
And this is one of the locations where they're accepting donations for the Shondell family. Centerville, I know a lot of you are already aware, the Shondells experienced a horrific tragedy of their house burning to the ground on the morning of Thursday, January 27th, here in Centerville on 18th Street near Casey's. And I was actually able to get some footage of that fire and of our fire department in action. And we're going to roll just a little bit of that footage, Centerville, to show you how terrible this was and how frightening something like this could be when it happens to you. Jeff, let's go ahead and roll that. We also have just a little bit of footage of the remains of what's left standing, so you can see that really everything is just gone. They've lost everything, and I just can't begin to imagine what that would be like. Really.
Hi, I can't imagine what it would be like either. You know, just you wake up every morning and you do your routine and you just know everything that you got to have in your house and you run with it. But when you don't have that, it's like, what do I do?
It's just terrible. And Mike, can you tell us just a little bit about what happened that morning?
Not really. All I remember from the morning is jumping out of the shower and seeing smoke coming from the bathroom door and running out into it. And I couldn't see nothing in my living room, and it was terrible. The only thing I really saw was my mom's shadow, and that's about it.
Wow. Terrible, terrible. Now, the donations that are being accepted here, clothing and things like of that nature, can you tell us a little more, Denise, about what you have and what's still needed?
We're getting a lot of clothes in for the women, junior miss, the toddlers, 2 years old, Mike and Chris. We need shoes, underwear, because we don't have a lot of that. We have a lot of outerwear, a lot of sweats, things like that, but the more personal items we need. Plus, we're going to need a lot of the everyday stuff that you don't think about. Silverware, pots, pans, dishes, Tupperware. Eventually, you know, we're going to have to replace everything else that was in the house. Bedding, pillows. You just can't think of everything that you don't think of that you live with every day that are going to be needed for this. So if you can think outside the box, that's what we need.
Right, right. Say you just bought a new vacuum and you have an older vacuum or something like that you could donate.
Exactly.
Or you just bought a new dustbuster or anything like that, and you have something that's just laying around.
Right.
When you lose everything, it's pretty much.
And we're not asking the public to bring in things that would be considered luxury, like TVs or microwaves or anything like that. We're asking for the daily essentials. I mean, even canned food products would be fine, so that when time comes, we can fill the shelves in their new home. We have had 4 houses in the community have been offered by different individuals for them to move into. Hopefully this week we'll be able to sit down with Hope and Chris, show them the different locations and let them choose what home would be most suitable for them. And the other thing that we have to realize right now is affordability, and that's why we've asked for cash donations to be made to a trust fund that we've established at Iowa Trust, and we have somewhere around 50 cans out throughout the community right now at local businesses asking for cash donations that can go into that trust fund, so that when the time comes, they have some money to deal with and to get the essentials.
Very good, very good. Now there's an auction coming up.
On February the 26th at the Eagles Lodge is going to be a free will dinner starting at 5 o'clock of spaghetti dinner. At 7 o'clock we'll have an auction, and after the auction, whatever time that is, there's going to be a band play till whenever they decide to close down. All proceeds that are going to be collected for that are going directly to the family. This is being organized by Kay Shondel, and she's doing an excellent job of it. And if you have donations that you want to take down to the Eagles Lodge, they will accept them and hold them until the auction comes up.
They've already had several businesses and people bring items in, and the other thing that we're asking of businesses, and I've challenged the businesses on Facebook, is to make a $50 value donation. And we have gift certificates that we're taking around to the businesses, asking them to fill out what they want to offer. And because of logistics, it's easier for us to auction a gift certificate than it is to have to move merchandise 2 or 3 times between now and auction day. And the other reason that I suggested and have proposed to everybody that we do a certificate type auction is the business will also benefit. If you make a donation of some sort, it will also bring that individual who buys it back into your business. So we're trying to ask the community to help, but in return try to repay the community by bringing business back to them.
Excellent, excellent. I believe in Centerville, Iowa is going to donate $200 worth of groceries, and that will actually just be, we will just take someone to the grocery store. They can choose pretty much anything they want, and that'll kind of help when they get ready to move in. So they'll have some groceries, and also a $50 donation that we'll get over to the trust at some time here in the next couple weeks.
Thank you, Doug. That's great.
No problem. The least we can do. And again, Centerville, anything you can do for the Shondels, greatly, greatly appreciated. Just can't imagine this kind of tragedy happening to myself or anyone close to me. Waking up and not having anything and not knowing where you're going to live or what the next day is going to bring can just be the most frustrating and stressful thing.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. You know, it's right now they're all going to be up in Iowa City, checking on the 2 girls, Samantha and Georgia Rain, making sure that they're stable and have what they need up there in Iowa City. But once they get back down to Centerville and start living their life again, then, you know, work has to go on. These people are self-employed. They run Shondel's Stone Creations, and I know that they're going to need some help as far as keeping their business running, you know, keeping deliveries made. They've got contracts with several gardeners. What?
Florist shops, or we have at least 125 that I at least know of. So, and we also sell to Earl May.
So contracts still have to be fulfilled. You know, business has to go on. So help with, you know, doing that type of thing is going to be an item for them as well. These people are hardworking. I know they put in 10, 12-hour days most of the time. Chris has to go out on the road and make deliveries. It's just overwhelming when you have your own business and everything has to stop because of a tragedy like this. So making sure that their business keeps going is going to also be a huge issue for them to be able to continue doing.
Right, and I think once they get back to the community, if we can find out if they do need any volunteer help to kind of catch up and get things back on track with the business, that's something else that maybe we can help with.
Yeah.
And hopefully the community can pitch in.
I'm sure that Sarah would be able to give us some of that information as well.
One of the things that I know we're going to need help, I don't think that they have a pretty adequate staff and educated staff at their business. But what we're going to need help with is when the time comes, as you mentioned, is we may ask for volunteers to help us move the furniture that's been offered. We've had 2 families here in town who have had recent passings, have offered everything in the house from their parents or their loved
complete
ones.
house lots. People are calling us and saying, if you can move it, you can have it.
Wow, man, that's amazing. That's
The number one thing that I want to express to the community is, yesterday it really hit me Saturday, but watching the number of people who came here to our business and that I've heard stories about already collecting and doing things for the Shondels. But emotionally yesterday it finally hit me, and I sat down. Every time somebody walked in I started crying. And it's really, I want to tell the community how much we and the Shondells appreciate the outpouring of love and caring that has, that they're going to benefit from because of all of this. And the other thing was to, my wife mentioned they lost everything. They did not lose one thing that is more important than anything else, and that is no lives were lost.
Right.
Our fire department, our emergency services in town did a fabulous job. And if I may, I would like to tell everybody in Centerville that there is a young man who helped them during the fire and rescued one of the children from the house. He would prefer to stay anonymous for now, but if you know the story, which many people do, make sure you stop and give this man a hug and shake his hand, and he's a true hero. And I had the opportunity to meet with him this morning, which was really an emotional situation.
Yeah, awesome, just awesome. And you know, Centerville, thank you so much, because this is the reason why I live here, and this is the reason why I love this town so much and spend all day long promoting it, to do whatever I can for this community, because of what this community does when something like this happens, and how they pull together and really help out and make sure that things go smoothly for someone in a tragedy or crisis like this. And I just want to thank the community so much for that, and everyone that's volunteered and donated up till now, and any other donations greatly appreciated. As said, the clothing and items like of that nature to You Sold What right here at 105 Main Street, and this is the old Iowegian building, if you didn't know that they've recently moved.
Yeah.
And we wanted to say a special thank you to another business in town, which was Orschland's
Yes.
Farm and Home Supply. They donated bags of brand new clothing
Yeah.
to help them get back on their feet immediately.
The very next day, we were able to take brand new clothes from Orschland's up to Iowa City, so that they actually had something on their back to wear, because as Michael said, he had been in the shower, so there was nothing. He didn't even have clothes on his back. So being able to do this and have a company like Orschland's just say, here, take this, it was awesome.
Amazing. All right, Centerville, we'll be back in just a minute with Jeff and go over some of the community updates. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Doug.
you very much, Doug.
Okay, Centerville, we are back, still at You Sold What here, and we've got some great community updates.
Yeah.
First of all, Winefest 2011, actually starting to plan Winefest already. And I was kind of like, wow, I got this email from Joyce at the Chamber, and it said, if you'd like to help, this is the time of the meeting, blah, blah, blah. And I believe everybody gets one of these. Well, I went down. Of course, I mean, our business is based on area events and covering area events. So
Exactly.
for me to donate my time and do anything I could, you know,
Would make sense.
Would make sense,
Because
of
it would
course.
be helping us as well.
Exactly. So, so I went down, and I really, excuse me, Centerville, we're dropping things here. I really, it was amazing to find out the work and planning that really goes into such a big event. And this is, now the Chamber is kind of taking it over to organize it. This year, so it's kind of moved from the people that were doing it, and I'm not even sure who was, but I'm sure it'll be a great success. So there's a possibility of microbreweries.
Yes.
So there's one rumor that we're allowed to
Express,
get out there. Also, the Alex Birch Jazz Combo might perform. I know Lisa Eddy's in contact with Tyler Morgan from the band, and hopefully they'll be able to put something together for that, and that'll be great. And then also, the Harvest Band might return as well. So,
Very cool.
yeah, a great afternoon and evening. The IHCC baseball banquet is the 10th of February at 7 p.m. at the Manhattan. I don't have much more information on that. Have you heard any more about
I haven't.
the Indian Hills Community College
Nope.
baseball banquet?
I haven't really heard.
But we do have the date, so I guess that's good enough.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along.
So if yeah.
Junior class fundraiser will be 2-2, and I'll be there in my 2-2.
Okay, in case you didn't catch that, it's February 2nd, and Doug will be there in a 2-2.
That's right.
Get there.
So 5 to 7 at Pizza Hut. The junior class will be waiting tables from 5 to 7 on the 2nd of February, and all those proceeds go to
The junior.
the junior class fundraiser.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Prom fundraiser as well going
Yes.
on now. Can donations being accepted at L&P Redemption on North Main Street. Apparently, I cannot hold my script today, Centerville, so you're going to have to bear with me. It's Centerville, Rathbun Lake area, Chamber of Commerce annual membership banquet will be at the 7th, or on the 7th.
On the 7th
At the resort at
Yes.
Honey Creek. So if you haven't got your RSVP in yet, give the chamber a call and see if you can still get it in. I believe it's $20 per person and a great meal. And yeah,
Yeah, speaking of Honey Creek Resort, I saw some great pictures on Facebook over the weekend of our good friend Bill Birch in a great costume as the Joker.
yes.
Very cool. Like
Very-
that is a fantastic
I cannot believe
costume.
that costume. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was him, and he was cooking my things for my pasta.
Oh, yeah.
At the pasta bar, and I was confused. I mean, I didn't know, and then for a minute or two, and then I realized it was him. I was like, whoa, like that was crazy. Lindsay didn't even know it till later. She's like, who is the Joker? I'm like, that's Bill. She's like, no way. Yes, big thumbs up, Bill Birch.
Good job.
Yes, you know we love you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know that. All right, let's get on to our last page here. Appomattox County Weekly Meals. We mention it every week, and
Every
we will
show.
mention it every week and every show.
Every show.
Until we're blue in the face. Every show, that's right, because we do 2 shows a week, sometimes 3. You never know. Mondays, 5 to 6:30, Faith United Methodist Church. As always, the meal is free. If you're just looking for a great home-cooked meal and can afford to donate a few dollars, of course, greatly appreciated. They do a great job with that. Vicki Dishner and all the rest of the people there, just an amazing job. Also, if you would like a ride, they actually also offer rides to and from the meal.
If you can get a hold of Vicky before 4 o'clock.
Yes, yes.
On
If you
Mondays.
call Vicki before 4 o'clock on Monday, 641-895-2949, you can get a ride to the meal and home.
Yep.
So, very awesome. And we always want to mention the Pitch Sports Show. Don't forget, Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m., KCOG, KMGO.
Tune your radio in and
Tune in,
yeah.
listen to Russ and Chad.
and get some great deals from Hy-Vee.
That's right. And they are live at Hy-Vee, so you can actually see them doing the show right at Hy-Vee.
While you're going out there to take part in the great deals that they're having.
Exactly. Yes. You want to pitch? You want to plug Hy-Vee one more time for the. Hey,
I'm just trying to help out. I'm just trying to
Just in
help
case you
out.
want those good deals, and don't forget about those good deals. I love you, Jeff. I love you, buddy. All right, so yeah, get out to Hy-Vee, check out the show, listen to the show, and don't forget, you can always check out the podcast if you miss it on the pitchsportshow.com. On the pitchsportshow.com. Kyle Oker doing an amazing job with that website.
Yep.
All the latest and greatest on local and area sports. So very, very cool. All right, Centerville, we love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.
Yep.
Next week. All right. We love you.